What are we talking about?
What's up, True Feelings family? Let's talk about Housewives of Atlanta. We just gonna talk about what I just got done watching. And what I figured out by watching this shit is that Angela, that nose is mine. Her ass is a two-faced broad. That's what she is. She two-faced it. She's sitting there with Shamia and BRIT, and she is the one who wrote that little question on behalf of BRIT because BRIT felt like Kenya, she didn't like the way Kenya was making her feel. And we're going to get into that in a minute. I'm just saying, she was part of how that shit popped off because you didn't have to write that question. You didn't have to do that shit at all. You had to know something was going to pop off when you did that shit, Angela. But then when we get to the party and you're talking to who? Kenya, now all of a sudden you're saying that what she did was wrong, where BRIT went way too far, and now all of a sudden you're on her side. You backing her up. You got her. You a snake. Get the snakes away from you. If you're dreaming about snakes, Kenya, that's one of them. And did you notice at Kelly's party, Portia and Kenya, they had on somewhat similar color palettes, and they both came in with their daughters dressed like them. So I'm just saying maybe they hanging out more, going shopping more, and got the same designer. They got a little friendship going on. But what I notice about Kenya in this season is that she's getting along with everybody that's manless like her. So that's why you get along with her, Portia, because as long as you ain't got a husband or no man, then you just like her. That's why you get along. You see, she getting along with Portia and Kelly, the two manless ass broads. That's who she getting along with. So let's travel back to the beginning when BRIT had an issue with Kenya. So Kenya said some slick shit about your ring. That should have not made your ass get in your feelings. In fact, that would have made me be more petty because I'm the one with the 10-carat ring when you ain't got shit. I would have did a little twirl and would have bent him in her damn face. That's what I would have did. So it felt like, BRIT, you just wanted some shit to pop off and you just needed a moment, and that was your reasoning. But it was not enough for the shit for you to still be in your feelings that every time you got around somebody and you talked about the girls, you kept bringing up this shit about this ring and what Kenya said and her being shady. And I'm sitting there thinking, every episode I gotta hear this bitch talk about this damn comment that Kenya made. It wasn't that damn deep. To me, it wasn't. I don't know how you guys feel, but the shit wasn't that deep to have to bring it up every time she get around somebody. Like, this is like the man, like she said, your man had a pussy. Like, I don't get it, girl. It wasn't even that deep, BRIT. So you was asking for the shit. You woke that heifer up. You woke her up. I'm not a big fan of Kenya, but I was liking her last season because she was a calm Kenya. She wasn't a mean girl Kenya. I liked her last season. And now you done went and woke her up over a comment about a ring that you're wearing on your finger, and you got a man and a husband. Girl, if you don't knock, you needed a fucking moment. So let's go to Angela's shady ass party. So now you mad because she gave you a pat and she called you a peasant. That made you so bad you had to get up and said you had pistols and shit. Like, come on. That shouldn't, she went too far. It's like she really needed a moment. And for her to say that Kenya cut her off, Kenya didn't cut you off. She just didn't want to hear your shit because she was seeing how this was going, that you wanted to go back and forth with her just because she didn't answer the question the way you wanted her to answer the question, was mainly about you. And she wasn't going to do it. So she cut you off because she didn't feel like dealing with that ignorant ass shit, because it's ignorant ass shit. So she was done. So you went too far. Even your husband, when you went out there acting a damn fool, when she took her ass out there acting a fool, even her husband said, you are doing too much. So I'm pretty sure when your husband took your ass home, he told you you were doing too much, and he had a conversation with your ass about your turn up, because it was complete overkill and nobody could make sense of why it went to that level with you. It didn't make any sense. Just because the girl didn't want to hear shit coming out your mouth, she ain't got to hear shit coming out your mouth, BRIT. Why? Why should she? Like she said, she don't fuck with peasants. And at that point, you was actually behaving like a peasant. You wanted her to give you some crumbs, and she didn't give you that shit. Now, I almost feel bad for Britt just a little bit, because when she was sitting there talking to Portia about the whole thing, I can tell she really regretted her behavior. She did. And she was really sorry that she did that shit. But you can't get into an argument and bring a pow pow in the middle of the argument. But at the end of the day, she didn't threaten her with it. And Portia, you know that bitch wasn't scared. No, Kenya wasn't scared at all. She just wanted to, they woke her up. She wanted the smoke, and she got the smoke. You got mean girl Kenya. And when Kenya goes low, because she's known for doing that, she gonna go low and she's not gonna give a shit. But at 54, Kenya, you should do better. So I don't know why Kenya would think it was a good idea for her grand opening to do what she did. Had she did that with just the girls at their little settings where they get together and argue and shit, it wouldn't have been as bad. It still would have been bad. But you did that in front of everybody. Kenya should have stopped at the second photo of her being a video vixen. But at the end of the day, in their 20s, like Kelly said, who has not had a whole moment? I know I did. Now, not a whole moment like that, but I'm saying we've all did some shit. I'm an old bitch, so if anything was seen, that shit would be on a Polaroid. Wasn't nobody having camera phones and shit back in my day. No, they wasn't doing none of that. Okay, it'd have to be a damn Polaroid, so I know about that shit. I have to say this about Kelly. Kelly's a down ass friend. She's a down ass friend for Britt. I like their relationship. Thank God. She said after the second one, she already could see where that shit was going. So she just left. She wasn't going to sit there and watch her friend get disrespected. So she left, as she should. Now that's a friend. That's a friend, Portia. And did you notice about Portia? Everybody's event, she been coming motherfucking on time. But you couldn't come on time to Shamia's party. But you've been on time to everybody else's event except for Shamia. So back to Kenya. Kenya is 54 years old. She should have known that showing something like that could possibly get her ass in a whole lot of trouble with this type of climate that we are living in today. She should have known better. And it was just too much, Kenya. You went too low. You didn't have to do that girl like that. I think she would have been humiliated just with the whole pictures and the video vixen shit. You didn't have to do that. Not at your event. I would have felt so uncomfortable going to somebody's event and I'm looking at a big blow up poster of somebody gave a slobby knobby. I wouldn't want to see that. I would have walked out too. And the looks, when you look at the room, most people was pretty much disgusted with that shit and started walking out that shit because it's disgusting, Kenya. And you are too classy to class yourself down to go that low. And for you, what she did wasn't that deep. She didn't tell you she was going to pow you. Yes, you probably shouldn't have said it. But the girl is sorry and she tried to make amends with your ass. You went too far with that. So the question is, because I think we can all agree that was some shitty shit. You wouldn't want that done to you or one of your children or your grandchildren. You just wouldn't want that done. Okay? So we all can agree, I hope, people with sense talk to motherfuckers who think it was okay, because it's not okay. That shit wasn't okay. Should she be fired? No. It's reality TV. Why should they fire her? It's reality TV. We didn't see it. You didn't get her for the pow pow statement. We didn't see it. And at the end of the day, the biggest thing for me is, if it was such a big ass deal and you want to fire her, Bravo, now we're talking to Bravo, why would you show it? If it was that much of a disgust and a big deal to fire her, why did you guys put it on TV for us to see? For that, I say it would not be fair to fire her. Suspend her, yes. Yes, leave her out for the rest of the season. But you guys use that for viewership. So why fire her? That would be fucked up. It would be. Because at the end of the day, BRIT started it. He started it. He started it, and she kept nugging over some petty shit over a 10-carat ring that is on her finger. Don't make no sense. So again, Bravo, if it was such a big deal, why'd you put it on there and then fire her? If you were gonna fire her, then you should have never shown the fucking episode. That's how I feel. I don't know how you guys feel. That's how I feel. I'm not even a Kenya fan. So I'm not a fan of Kenya, but I'm a fan of being fair. It's like, come on, we've seen worse shit. They brought a girl back, what's her name, Portia, back after she dragged Kenya by that damn ponytail, and you keep singing a song to Portia, Drew, she gonna drag you too, but you'll probably be able to slip your little ass out of it because you got a wig on. That was Kenya Moore hair care she was dragging. So you probably be able to slip your slippery ass out of that shit too. But you better leave her alone before she do something to you in the back alley, Drew. Now I'm ending with Charles Oakley. I like that man. He is funny and he don't have any F's to give. She gonna invite that man to this Kenya Mare hair care thing. And he was like, what I need to go for? That is a ladies event and I got hair. Then she started telling him the shit that Portia said. He's like, this bitch don't know me, so I don't even give a shit what she's got to say. Then she started telling him about the shit that's been going on with her family members. And at this point, Charles is over. He's like, girl, why you keep bringing me all these damn issues? Stop bringing me issues. I don't give a shit about what anybody got going on. He just did not give no F's. I love me some Charles Oakley. I love me some Charles Oakley. That man is funny. Let him cook his chicken. Let him cook. Charles remind me of my husband. My husband loved cooking. He loved to be in there creating and cooking. Every time we see Charles, he in that damn kitchen cooking. Let that man cook his food. He don't give a shit about your issues. This is your show, and he wanted to be your show. He told you when you handle Portia, let him know. Other than that, he don't have any fucks to give. He don't have them. Anyway, that's it. That's all. I'll see y'all with something else later on. Tell me what you think. Do you think she should be fired, suspended? How you feel about Bravo? Do you feel like Bravo should have showed the shit if they was just going to turn around and fire and suspend her and make money off the shit? I don't think so. Anyway, don't be an asshole, y'all. Bye.